"This is intolerable," he said, as I moved courteously to make room for him, and I could see the thing from his point of view. All he asked from life, now that he had made his pile, was to be as far away as possible from Bertram Wooster. And here he was, cheek by jowl, as you might say, on a rather uncomfortable chest with him. A certain peevishness was inevitable. "Not too good," I agreed, unquestionably open to criticism, the animal's behavior. "He must be off his head. He knows me perfectly well. He sees me every day." "Ah," I said, putting my finger on the weak spot in his argument, "but I don't suppose he's ever seen you in that dressing gown." I had been too outspoken. He let me see at once that he had taken umbrage. "What's wrong with my dressing gown?" he demanded hotly. "A bit on the bright side, don't you think?" "No, I do not." Well, that's how it would strike a high-strung dog. I paused here to chuckle softly, and he asked what the devil I was giggling about. I put him abreast. "I was merely thinking that I wish we could strike the high-strung dog. The trouble on these occasions is that one is always weaponless. It was the same some years ago when an angry swan chased self and friend onto the roof of a sort of boathouse building at my Aunt Agatha's place in Hertfordshire. Nothing would have pleased us better than to bung a brick at the bird or slosh him with a boat hook, but we had no brick, and we were short of boat hooks. We had to wait till Jeeves came along, which he eventually did in answer to our cries. It would have thrilled you to have seen Jeeves on that occasion. He advanced dauntlessly and— "Mr. Wooster!" "Speaking." "Kindly spare me your reminiscences." "I was merely saying—" "Well, don't." Silence fell. On my part, a wounded silence, for all I'd tried to do was take his mind off things with entertaining chit-chat. I moved an inch or two away from him in a marked manner. The Woosters do not force their conversation on the unwilling. All this time, Bartholomew had been trying to join us, making a series of energetic springs. Fortunately, Providence, in its infinite wisdom, had given Scotty short legs, and though full of the will to win, he could accomplish nothing constructive. However much an Aberdeen Terrier may bear mid snow and ice a banner with the strange device Excelsior, he nearly always has to be content with dirty looks and the sharp, passionate bark. Some minutes later, my fellow rooster came out of the silence. No doubt the haughtiness of my manner had intimidated him, for there was a mildness in his voice which had not been there before. "Mr. Wooster?" I turned coldly. "Were you addressing me, Bassett?" "There must be something we can do." "You might fine the animal £5. "We cannot stay here all night." "Why not? What's to stop us?" This held him. He relapsed into silence once more, and we were sitting there like a couple of Trappist monks when a voice said, "Well, for heaven's sake!" and I perceived that Stiffy was with us. Not surprising, of course, that she should have turned up sooner or later. If Scotty's come, I ought to have said to myself, can Stiffy be far behind? And that is chapter 8 of Stiff Upper Lip Jeeves.